Well, I'm Toby.
And I'm Savannah.
And this is the No Time to Die trailer from a certain point of view.
So I did. No time!
No time! So this is the new James Bond. Daniel Craig reprising his role as Bond. Which I've enjoyed him over time. I mean, I didn't really prefer Quantum of Solace too much.
Or Spectre.
Spectre was, it had a lot going for it and it kind of fell flat for us. Skyfall, fucking amazing. Skyfall was just fantastic. I like the title, No Time to Die. I mean, we've had Live and Let Die. I think that's actually
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Tomorrow Never Die. Die Another Day. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get this started. We're doing the pages James Bond 007, so I'm assuming it's the official James Bond one, so let's start. It's like Monaco.
Why would I betray you?
We all have our secrets. You just didn't get to yours yet.
I thought his foot was cut.
The world is arming faster than we can respond. Where's 007? I need a favor, brother. You're the only one I trust for this.
Bringing Felix back.
Felix.
The world's moved on, Commander Bond.
Do you know?
2 years.
Commander.
So stay in your lane. You get in my way, I will put a bullet in your knee. The one that works. I thought you two would get along.
Name? Bond. James Bond.
So you're not dead?
Look, I missed you. It's the most valuable asset this country has. If you feel yourself losing control, I'm not going to lose control. James.
Ooh.
You gave up everything for her. When her secret finds its way out, it'll be the death of you. What is it?
You don't know what this is.
James Bond. License to kill. History of violence. I could be speaking to my own reflection. Only your skills die with your body. Mine will survive long after I'm gone. History isn't kind to men who play God.
Oh, I like that guy.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I wish I could think of his name.
Rami Malek.
There you go. Nicely done. Nice. Nice.
Well, this one could either be really good or really, really bad.
Yeah,
I
or
don't
it's-
feel like there's going to be an in-between.
Yeah, I think it's, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one.
Because,
That trailer was kind of all over the place.
well, and so here's the big thing. I noticed there's 3 different Bond girls. I'm not necessarily that he sleeps with them all, but there's 3. And that's a lot. Most Bond movies limit it to at least just 2.
Yeah.
3 is a lot to have in there. I realize that he might not sleep with them all, and like the one that's a 00 might even just not even be anything like that, but just having 3 like Bond girls is a bit much. Also, as long it should be fine as long as they're only doing like the 1 or 2 scenes with Blofeld, but if they have Blofeld and this guy, it might also suffer from too many villains.
Yeah, you don't want to have too many. We've established that you can't have too many villains in a film.
Yeah.
You don't want that. You know, if you want one little mini villain, fine, that gets done and over with really quick. I mean, you just can't. And if you're gonna use Blofeld as like a Hannibal Lecter kind of thing,
which looked like what they were going for,
that
so
could
that's
be
why,
okay. That
that's
could
why,
be fine. As long as he
yeah.
doesn't break out, he doesn't do anything else. Even though I know Hannibal broke out, but he doesn't in Silence of the... Or yeah, he does in Silence of the Lambs. But I mean, you just...
No, I think if they use him just in that capacity, in that he's just talking to him and he's taunting him, and they have that nice little you know,
Right.
quid pro quo going. That'd be great. That's
Yeah.
why I'm saying it can either be really like it's either going to be a great movie where that's perfect and they mixed it together perfectly, or it's going to be really bad.
Right, yeah.
And they do too many villains, too many Bond girls, too much going on.
Right, which you would think that they would be taking their time because there hasn't been a Bond movie for a while, so they're taking
Yeah.
their time. There's no reason to rush this. James Bond isn't something that you need to rush. It's something that can just come out whenever. Everybody's going to go see it. It's James Bond still. Especially when you have Daniel Craig still in the role. Looks like he retired again. That I'm kind of getting annoyed at that. Like him having to keep bringing... Let's just keep him going. Like, I don't like this whole bringing him back thing, and then he goes away, and he comes back, and it's just...
They never really brought back Daniel Craig for retirement, though. They've just done it with other Bonds. They've done it with Sean Connery, and they've done it with Pierce Brosnan. And they shouldn't be doing that so much. I still agree, but they haven't really brought Daniel Craig
No, I
back.
mean like the actual character of James Bond
Oh.
retiring and coming back into
Yeah.
service again. That's what I'm saying. Because they've done it now already once with him, if I remember correctly. Didn't he?
With Daniel Craig, no, but with James Bond multiple times, yes.
I thought after Vespa died, he went away, and then they had to go. Then he got shot up by Moneypenny off the train, and didn't he like go away for a while?
He goes
And then
away,
he
but he doesn't
resurfaced?
retire. He doesn't
Okay.
retire. He just
well, he
hides
goes
out.
away, yeah.
No, hiding out is a normal thing for Bond to do. He just
Yeah.
hides out, but he hasn't
Okay.
actually. Daniel Craig hasn't actually retired up
Okay,
until.
that's fair.
And the reason they had him retire was because of because that was supposed to be his last movie. The last one was Daniel Craig was like, "No, I'm done, no more."
Right, yeah.
And for some reason, they pulled him on back. As long as he's really, as long as
we're
he's,
gonna take you again.
as long as he's happy about it, because he did not seem happy to be in the last movie.
Right, yeah. He didn't really seem like he wanted to be Inspector, which is, I think, one reason why it was like... Because, I mean, Belfort was a great villain, and it just... You could tell that Daniel Craig really didn't want to be a part of it as much, and whatnot. And one thing I've always liked about James Bond is it is over the top. I mean, it's
Yeah.
supposed to be that crazy spy stuff. I mean, we had Pierce Brosnan windsurfing down a freaking, like, 50-foot tidal wave. I mean, you can't do that.
People
That's
get
not...
pissed about that, but it's like, excuse me, that's exactly what makes these kind of movies
Exactly.
awesome.
CGI, yes, was terrible.
Yeah, that's true.
But... It was still just... that's what James Bond is. It's that over...
Or like some people...
inflated kind of spy.
I've heard that from a couple people like, oh, well, GoldenEye lost me as soon as he just did the skydiving into the airplane and then helicopter and then pulled it back up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so?
That's James
like,
Bond.
And
I mean-
GoldenEye is an amazing movie. Yeah, it's over the top, but
Yeah.
like that
Sean
that
Bean
scene was
also
over the
fell
top.
like 100 feet into a cement thing and was alive still to have the satellite fall on him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
true.
it's over the top. I mean, that's what James Bond is. He also at one point tanks a tank down fucking Berlin. Or not Berlin, whatever country he was in that movie. I can't remember now. But, so, I mean, it's just... There's always going to be that over the top thing. That's just what it's always been.
Right.
But let's go ahead and watch this again. I want you to point out that maybe I'll even see it this time, that other extra Bond girl you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Why would I betray you?
We all have our secrets. You just didn't get to yours yet.
I totally thought his foot was caught in there. I was like, don't jump with your
I
foot
know.
caught in.
I totally did too.
Yeah, at first.
At first I was like, oh, is this going to be like a fembot thing? I've sent you a fembot.
That fire thing is fucking crazy.
Where's 007?
Yeah.
He's
I'm on a boat.
He's
The
vacationing.
only one I trust for this.
Felix.
The world's moved on, Commander Bond.
U00.
2 years. So stay in your lane. You get in my way, I will put a bullet in your knee.
One that works.
The one that works. I thought you two would get along.
Name? Bond.
Wait, what? I like that guy's face. He's like, wait, what?
So you're not dead.
Look, Q, I missed you. It's the most valuable
Q.
asset this country has. If you feel yourself losing control, I'm not going to lose
Control.
Really interesting to see why those two fell out.
James, you gave up everything for her. When her secret finds its way out, it'll be the death of you. What is it?
You don't know what this is.
James Bond. License to kill. History of violence. I could be speaking to my own reflection. Only your skills die with your
Right there.
body. Mine will survive long after I'm gone. History isn't kind to men who play God.
So who's under
There
that
she is
mat?
again.
Yep, I see what you're talking about
Oh,
now.
no, she's yeah.
Yep, I see what you're talking about now. I'm trying to figure out who's underneath that mask, because that villain didn't look like he was that scarred like the other guy was.
I think it was just the lighting. I think it was
Oh,
just
it could, yeah, it could be. It would make sense too. I do love that final shot of the trailer, shooting down the tunnel like it
Yeah.
always in the beginnings. It'll be interesting to see who sings the theme, the opening song. Well, I don't know who that's going to be yet. So that'll be interesting to see who that is.
Ooh, it comes out on my birthday.
Oh, nice.
I like that. Like I said, I like that Rami Malek a lot. I hope they do. I hope they make him the main villain, and Blofeld is just the guy he goes and talks to for a
Yeah,
couple
to
minutes.
get a couple.
Because I think he's a great actor. Like I've
Oh,
never
God, yeah.
I've never seen him in anything I didn't. Well, I guess I shouldn't say I've never seen him in anything I didn't like. I've liked him in everything I've seen him in.
Right, yeah.
But he's really good, and I like the porcelain look, the creepy porcelain doll look.
Yeah,
That's really
those masks are always going to be creepy.
yeah.
Well, then-
I don't think they've really done that before in a James Bond movie. It's new. It's
Not
interesting.
really. I mean, we hid
We've had creepy
characters'
masks,
faces
yeah.
before and not let us see people. But yeah, I think that's kind of the first time that's ever happened. And I'm trying to think if there ever really was a mask before. I don't think anybody ever wore a mask, really. One thing I like about James Bond movies is you don't have to try hard. You know, you don't... Well, you gotta make a good movie, obviously, but it's James Bond. It's just action. It's just... As long as it's got a good story that goes through all the way, it's gonna be good.
Right.
Especially if Daniel Craig likes it. Because you can tell... If your main actor doesn't like the movie, that's gonna sink a movie no matter how good
Yeah.
your story is, no how good your supporting cast is. If your main actor doesn't like it, it's gonna sink your movie. So hopefully Daniel Craig is on board and wants to be in this. So
Yeah, I hope so too. What I am kind of liking is that I'm getting from this trailer a lot of an Austin Powers vibe, and by that I mean like the stuff that Austin Powers was making fun of. Like Austin Powers was making fun of the whole old school spy, the cool gadgets and cars, the
yeah, but that's
you
what
know.
they're kind of going back to.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah,
like that they're going
I see
back
what
to
you-
that.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying I like that they're going back to that style of things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that I think that's a lot better than trying to make everything new and modern action movie. And I think what people like about James Bond is that it is that old style of action.
Yeah.
People like that.
I
There's
would
definitely there's already a lot of course, negative.
Obviously, people like that nostalgia. They like that feeling of nostalgia, if anything.
Yeah, but there's always already like a lot of negative stuff about the one Bond girl. Well, okay, first of all, somebody made the mistake of going out there and be like, don't call her a Bond girl. It's so offensive. So that was dumb enough, but that's just why you don't have dumb people handling your press. But the one that's a 00. There's already negative press about her because apparently, and I don't know if it's true or not, apparently she's supposed to be 007. She took over his role when he left, when he
Okay.
retired, which
Makes sense.
I think is fine because she's not James Bond, she's 007.
Yeah.
There's a difference there. If they were saying she was James Bond, no, she's not.
Maybe those people are
But-
mad because 007 and James Bond have always been together.
Together.
It's almost like that's the title because we've seen
James
the
Bond
Bond has so many
007,
different
yeah.
faces, so it's almost like that's a title that's been carried down over and over.
Right.
Like maybe one guy's name is Arthur Chuck. I don't know why I said Arthur Chuck. But then when he signs up and
He's
becomes
James
a 00,
Bond.
he gets the James Bond name instead.
Well, and that's what a lot of people are saying. So that there's that argument. That's a part of the reason it's.
So if
getting-
you're gonna take that part away, you're gonna separate that. You're gonna cause some controversy by doing.
So
that.
there's some controversy there, and over the fact that the person promoting it wasn't the actress. It was like some producer or somebody was like, oh well, we're not going to call her a Bond girl because that's a stupid name and it's just offensive and it's degrading and blah blah blah. And she's
How is
better
it
than
degrading?
that because of
The
the
Bond
day
girls
and age
were
we
always
live
the
in.
coolest.
I wanted to be a Bond girl
and
when I
most of
was
them-
growing up.
Like technically, Famke Jensen. I'm not pronouncing her last name right. Obviously,
Femke?
Femke. Yeah, maybe that's how you pronounce her first name.
Yeah.
But she was technically a Bond girl. And she was badass. I mean,
But
all
she
of the
also
Bond
literally used sex as a weapon, so I'm sure that
girls with her legs.
I'm sure that's frowned upon for
Well,
some
probably,
reason.
but in the end, she just got the good squeeze. It's not the lion.
She always did like
That's
a
not
good
what.
squeeze.
Yeah, that's what. She always liked a good squeeze. I mean, the Bond girls have always been like tough as nails for the most part. I mean, some of them not as much, but they've always at least had something to do with the story. They weren't just there for a pretty face for him
They
to
always
go
made him
on
like
F.
doctors or scientists.
Yeah, they were always
or...
did something. I mean,
I guess in the 60s they were probably a little less. But even then, like the one in the white bikini that they're always showing, like that's the biggest Bond girl moment when she walks out of the water in the white bikini. She was a spy too.
yeah. So there's, I think they've always done good with the Bond girls, and I don't see a reason to stop calling them that. I mean,
Because it's
if
2019.
if the girl becomes a Bond girl or becomes Bond and takes the name James Bond or a female version of James somehow, whatever, and then she has a love interest, I'm gonna call him a Bond guy now. Like that's fine. That's just what they are. But let's not get too far into that. But
Don't give him ideas.
I mean, hey, whatever. I'd be a Bond guy. Why not?
I'm sorry. Just, now I'm picturing like in Austin Powers when he comes out in the white bikini and he's just,
I could do it. I'd look great in it.
your beard would just.
The beard could slap back and forth. It'd be amazing. The one thing I like about that MGM is hold on to the property the whole time. I like that it's still them putting it
Yeah.
out. I really enjoyed that. I don't think Universal was part of it before, but you know MGM, and that it's a pretty old company. MGM is, and they've been staying strong. So yeah, I mean,
You
I'm
know,
just
I bet if you start the what is the Dark Side of the Moon after the second lion roar, it'll line up.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. So it'll be interesting to see what's going on with that 00 girl. B, what's gonna go, who's gonna sing the intro. Like I'm excited to see who's gonna be doing that, and then just to see if Daniel Craig actually wanted to do this movie and if you can feel it with his acting. So, I mean, I think we should definitely watch the second trailer for this, and we can even make a video for that one. But I mean, that's all I really got for James Bond. So, I like the title, and I'm excited to see it as always. I just love movies, so if they upset me like Knives Out did, that sucks in the end, but I like seeing movies no matter what, so I just like them. So, until next time, may the films be with you.